So I am here right now with Bayocakes98. Say hi.
What's up?
What's up? So, we're so hip, and we are going to be sort of breaking down a Total Pokemon Island, saying what we think makes a good and bad Total Pokemon Island in the 6 aspects of sort of the technical aspect, how the theme song should be, the plot, the characters, the voice acting, and the animation. So we can go ahead and start with tech. So what are your opinions on how to make a TPI better tech-wise?
First of all, better mic quality. Better mic quality, it sounds better to people watching. And it's not kind of like, what are they saying? Oh. And I'm not even talking about accents like people like Frags Bunny and Maniacal Laughter, because they at least have some sort of excuse for that, but...
That was my dog, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Accents are totally different. Well, and also, accents, you can pretty much always tell what they're saying. It's sort of like after the first episode, you have to get accustomed to it, but then it's fine. But certain mic qualities, like really fuzzy ones, are the ones that, like, peak a lot. I'm sorry for my dog in the background, but he'll come down in a little while. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it a little bit. It's not that bad, though.
Okay, good. That's pretty funny, though. And then the other check part, besides mic, is the visual, which would be the way you record. Now, I record using PowerPoint, which is my personal They're so loud. Which is probably my personal favorite way to record because it has no watermark, and it also doesn't show if an animation is glitchy or not when you record it because it's not a screen recorder. So how do you record? What's your method?
I use Bandicam. And what I do is I just have, like, because I've already had the audio recorded by the time I do the PowerPoint. So what I do is I listen to the audio while I'm doing going through the PowerPoint to make sure I time it up perfectly, so it reduces time on editing.
Really? See, I record my audio and video at the same time. That's
I recorded
cool.
before.
See, I wanna try that too, because Telly does that, and that does make it seem like it would take way less editing time.
It really does.
Because you wouldn't have to.
Sometimes if you screw it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, fine, you go. You can go.
It's like sometimes when I screw up the animation, what I do is I just go back and try it again.
Now, when you record your audio, do you use Audacity, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, Audacity's the best. I'm using Audacity right now. Hashtag not a sponsor. So, the worst thing, I would say watermarks aren't really a big deal, but I would say that if an animation is, like, really glitchy, then you may want to re-record it, because sometimes, I mean, if it's just a little staggered, it's okay, but I've seen some where it's, like, they'll fly in, but it's basically like they just appeared out of nowhere, because it was such a lag with it.
Fun fact, I had to do that twice.
Really? For that reason?
Yeah, or like, no, not for that particular reason, but I did have to re-upload some episodes. 2 of them, to be exact.
Oh, yeah, I saw
22 and
that.
17.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you, re-uploaded. I want to do that with some of my first 3 world tours. I want to, like, re-edit it, because I feel like I could actually make it look okay if I re-edited it, but,
So like a remaster?
Yeah, but I also feel like that would it would be kind of like, it wouldn't be as genuine, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next topic is the theme song. Now, I would say that this is definitely the most minuscule of all of these topics. A theme song definitely isn't the most important thing, but if it is the first thing that your audience sees, some people don't make it. Some people do a recap first, like I do. But if the theme song is the first thing in an episode, then it's much more important. So what would you recommend to make a theme song better?
Do not ever record the song with your microphone.
Yay!
Jeez, I mean, what?
No name dropping here.
What?
No name dropping allowed here in Levi's world of peace of cheesecake. Yes, that's what I'm calling it.
Well,
now.
he's not the only one who does it, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. I actually did that in my season 2, but the first part of my season
like
2.
The first half.
Yeah, but it actually didn't sound as bad as some people's.
It didn't.
For some reason, I don't know why. I mean, you could still tell, but it wasn't nearly as bad as some I've seen. I actually used my mom's phone because she has a smartphone and I don't, and my life is really sad. So, I have a slide phone. I can't even take videos. Like, what? theme song, as far as video-wise, I would say you have two options. If it's going to be short, then you can do a pretty easy, basic, just them like fly in some sort of pattern or whatever, especially if it's pre-merge, then it's good to be able to see all the characters. Now, if it's post-merge, I would recommend doing something more that demonstrates what actually happens, or you could do what I did at Final 10, which is where I did like, I made an actual compilation of the characters' moments to the music. Now, I have not seen your recent episodes. What is your current status? Like, how do you do theme songs?
The theme song, I've just really made one and then just used that one. But earlier episodes, I did an intro based on the game I was doing. So, for example, if I did Super Smash Brothers, I would do an intro for Super Smash Brothers with the characters being the characters.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah, I didn't even process all that. So, I haven't caught up on so many shows. It's really quite sad. I have a question. Are you featured on my channel?
I don't know. What do you mean by featured?
Like, are you on my featured channels? I can't remember if I featured you or not. If not, remind me to do this after we're done. Remind me to do that. Okay. So, totally off topic. So I feel like that's all necessary for theme songs. So now let's move on to quite possibly the biggest, which would be the plot.
Oh, yes.
Now, plot and characters, I'm going to kind of blend together here, but they're separate entities, but they go together enough that I'll just kind of talk about them together. So, what makes a good plot in your eyes?
The characters being interesting, first of all.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The characters kind of make the plot.
Yeah.
It has to have a lot of suspense, obviously is one. It has to have a lot of tension, conflict, like any good plot in any good story. You know, if you don't have conflict and everyone's all happy, lovey-dovey, you know, what's the fun in that? That's boring.
Yeah, I agree. And you also, another thing that often gets overlooked, so some people will come up with these just brilliant plot lines that I'm like, whoa, that's such a good idea. But they forget about the comedy aspect. So it needs to be funny along the way. Now, the way I do, I try and make my show funny is by using a lot of different types of comedy. So there's like a lot of different ones because certain people think certain things are funnier than other people. So, you know, certain things may trigger for other people more so than others. So a variety of different kinds is always the best, in my opinion. Now, bad plot, in my opinion, would be anything that is parallel to anything else that's ever been seen. That's just
unoriginality. That's the worst thing you can do.
Just totally basic, especially if it's totally reminiscent of another TPI or of a total drama season. That's the worst.
Especially if it's total drama.
Oh my gosh, I have seen so many. The day we're recording this is actually the day that Telly uploaded his journal about the Owen archetype, and it's so true though. There are so many characters and plots that you can see that are just taken directly from total drama. And I'm like, what are you doing? Anyone that's gonna watch a TPI has definitely seen total drama, you know. So now, the best way I feel to make good, interesting plot throughout the episode is one, never leave loose ends. Ever. What I do is I'll go back and I'll read through my scripts or watch my old episodes just to make sure that I'm not just, totally forgetting something.
Draw a conclusion.
Right. I've done that before. I've made a plot and then, 3 episodes later realized I forgot about it, so then I'll have to bring it back just to sum it up. Just because otherwise people will comment and be like, well, what happened to this character? I'll just be like, oh, I have no idea. So, right.
I think that's something I personally am a little guilty of. I had done this maybe once or twice with some characters, but they really weren't characters people cared about.
That's true.
Yeah, it's one thing but it's still something I did, and I admit to it. So it's not like I'm the best thing ever, but no, I make mistakes too.
Yeah, we all do. There are some people also, this is, okay, totally off topic, but this is definitely something that can help you if you are a total Pokemon Islander. Never excessively compliment yourself, because that's just annoying to watch. There are a lot of people out there that are guilty for this, some more so than others, but it's okay also. Don't pull the over humble card that makes you sound like you don't even think what you're doing is good. So don't be like, oh my gosh, I uploaded this episode, I know it's awful, but it gets better. Don't do that. it's okay if you say it about things that were uploaded a long time ago. Like, it's okay, I feel, for me to say that my Total Pokemon Island was terrible, because I know that I've gotten better, but I still don't think that what I'm doing right now is just, like, amazing. I just know it's better than what I used to do. So, a good balance is always important. So, and also, if you act like what you're doing is terrible, then other people will start thinking that way, too, about your show. So,
Yeah.
never point out your flaws.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go. I think there's a lag, but you're the special guest star, so talk whenever you want to.
Okay. So basically, you do have to be your own critic.
Yes.
And I think Telly has said that multiple times in the past. I personally, like, if I don't criticize myself, I'm gonna slack. And
Yes, I agree.
Like, okay, this is stupid. I hated this. I want to change something about this, and that's how scripts have been rewritten so many times because of it. Because I used to have every episode written, and now I'm up to 25.
See, I've never, ever written an episode ahead.
I've written about 20.
I don't know. Really? That's really cool. See, I never know. I wing it when I write. Like, I'll write down. Okay, I meant sit down and write. And when I start to write an episode, the only thing I know is who gets eliminated. That's literally all I know. I don't even have challenges planned ahead of time. So, every now and then I will have a challenge, but I pretty much just know who's eliminated, and I just build off of that. So.
Also, yeah, when doing your challenges, don't copy other people's TPIs.
Oh, yes, that's a big one.
Especially if you call it your own idea. Let's not get into that, though.
Yeah. There are some...
Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. There are two different levels of stealing an idea. So, in my opinion, if... For example, when Nicky Noor did his Awake-a-thon episode, and many other copies from Total Drama, and then when I did it, even though I know that was totally, like, unethical because I just totally ripped off of both of them, I feel like that's better than when someone else steals a challenge from another Total Pokemon Islander that came up with it themselves.
Exactly.
Because then it's just like one little person that came up with this great idea for a challenge. Someone else comes along that may be bigger than them and takes it themselves, because then it's not like it's, a network like Total Drama, but they can't do anything about it, So make sure. Now, I will also say that I have come up with a challenge that someone else told me was someone else's challenge, and I didn't even know it. I forgot whose, but it was someone, and I didn't even know that they had done that challenge in the past, and I felt so awful when I, accidentally stole it. So, cases like that are a little different, but it's still important to give credit to them and say, I didn't mean to do this, but this person did this challenge, So make sure you give credit where credit's due.
What episode was it?
I don't remember. It wasn't even, World Tour, I don't think. I forgot. It was a while ago. It may have been. I think it was close to the end of the first season, and one of my closer friends, they were like, someone else did this, right? And I freaked out, because I was like, oh my gosh, my video is gonna get banned on YouTube. Little did I know that, I personally thought that, every video got viewed by YouTube, and they were gonna, inspect every little thing, but no, not in our corner of the internet. So, next, is voice acting, which is my personal favorite topic on Total Pokemon. So what's your input on what makes a good and bad voice actor for TPI?
As long as the characters' voices are different, then it's fine. I'm guilty of it a little bit. There's some characters that sound similar, but similar is better than the same.
Yes. And I am not so much, well, first of all, I have two little loopholes that can get you through characters sounding alike. So, one...
Never have them interact.
Yes, that's one. Well, actually, I guess there's three then. Two, you can use text boxes. That's always a possibility. And three, you can also use what some editing software is called pan and zoom. So you can make it to where it specifically pans to the character that's talking. So then you know. But to me, voices aren't the only thing. The other thing is your level of energy. You need to sound like you care what you're saying.
Yeah.
So many people sound like they'd just rather be dead than be recording right now. but they still do it. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's like, just do it.
Right. You did
do
not. No, the meme level, it's too high. So, sound like you're committing to what you're doing. And if there's something embarrassing that you have to do for the recording, like if you have to, yell or do something out of your comfort zone, like singing or whatever, just, if you do it and you commit to it, you'll sound way less stupid than if you do it and you hesitate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one thing if it's pick a good time to record too. Don't do it when a million things are going on and you don't, or in the middle of the night and your parents are asleep and then you start yelling and it's like, and your parents yell, "Shut up!"
So actually, I talk about this in in my collab with Oracle, but I recorded episode 2 of Action at 2 a.m.
Oh, really?
That's a thing that happened, yeah. And I don't have a big house, but I told my parents. My parents and I were I'm really open to them about my show, so like they've actually like seen parts of it or whatever. What happened was I was like, all right, I'm going to be recording. They made me write this paper with my brother. So that took away like all of my night to record. So I was like, all right, you guys, you made me do this. So now I'm going to record. Are you okay with that? And they were like, sure. So they could hear everything I was saying. But I was like, you know what? Just going to deal with it. They're going to know who gets eliminated. No, just kidding. But I just, there's sort of that like pride aspect of you that doesn't want people to hear you recording for some reason. So that was weird. Because they could hear everything, but it was fun. So.
Oh, my parents don't even know. Like, really? Nobody, there's only 2 people I know in real life that know.
See, my family knows. A lot of my friends don't know, though. I haven't told a lot of my friends. I told my parents when I did it, I didn't even ask for permission. I literally, like, pretty much just told them, I'm gonna make this. And, like, if you're okay with that, good. But if not, then let me know. But it wasn't, like, I talked to someone else, and I won't name names because it's kind of personal, but they were like, I haven't even gotten permission from my parents. And I was like, I didn't even have to. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, my parents are so not strict. They were just like, yeah, fun.
I mean, when I made my channel, I was already, like, 16, and my parents were like, just do whatever on the internet.
Do it. Well, I do online school, so I had pretty open range to the internet for a while. So I got into Total Pokemon Island, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. So I ended up making it from my dad's government work computer. And so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So the first 5 episodes were on my dad's computer, and then I got my own laptop, so... Then it happened, and then things got better. But that was also season 1, so they didn't get much better. So... Alright, now on to the very last topic, which is animations.
Ooh, boy.
So what
this is
are
what I suck at, but...
Oh my gosh, me too!
I do the best, my best.
Yeah, I'm bad at this.
Telly is way better than both of us.
Yeah. I would personally think that animations are not one of the biggest things in a show.
I mean, it's not the most important thing.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely important that you know how to do it, but it's also not important that you know how to just make, like, mind-blowingly amazing effects. Now, it's cool. If you know how to, then do it, because it's neat. And it makes it a lot more fun to watch, and for some people, this is a deal breaker, but for me, it's not really a deal breaker if you don't have a lot of animations. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So you use PowerPoint, I'm sure. Yes?
Yes, I use
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
That's how we animate. That's pretty much how everyone animates, though, I guess. I shouldn't have saved this topic for last. Alright, so, I hope that this video helped you, to be able to kind of plan out your TPI if you were planning on making one, and what we like to see, and what we don't like to see. So thank you so much, Bayocakes, for being here in this collab video with me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So if you if you have not already seen his awesome season, Total Pokemon Game On, you need to go check that out. It's a totally new twist on Total Pokemon Island, as it is, a totally new premise also that no one's ever done before. So, I'll leave a link to the description. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, he loves you, loves, 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 and bye!
See ya!